Without a doubt. Let's talk about an interesting loophole and/or development. I was talking with Ken earlier at lunch about this, and it's cutting edge and cool stuff. When you come to New Hampshire, one of the nice things as well is that it's an NFA legal state, meaning machine gun, suppressor, destructive device called DD, short barrel rifles called SBRs, etc. All legal. There's no state law that regulates. There's only federal law. In order to purchase those kind of firearms and accessories, which are all viewed as firearms, but you need to follow federal law, and that requires what's called, normally on a suppressor, machine gun, etc., a Form 4, where you supply your fingerprints and photograph, and it goes to your local chief who has to approve it or deny it. There's no appeal from that chief's decision, by the way. So if he just doesn't want you to have a machine gun in town, you're done. And then that goes back to ATF, and you have to. Then you pay a $200 transfer tax on the suppressor, machine gun, etc. Yes.
If you're denied, is that forever? What if you get a new?
I don't know. I guess you could resubmit, but you can't appeal it or challenge it. Well, there's a great development in this area that have been successfully doing this. It's called an NFA gun trust, National Firearm Act Gun Trust. And when you set up a trust for obtaining the firearm, then what happens is there's no fingerprints, there's no photographs, there's no CLE, Chief Law Enforcement Officer, sign-off. It's simply the Form 4 without any of that, so now you have no risk, plus the chief doesn't even know that you have it, so you have the privacy. Plus, by having the trust, you protect your estate and on the transfers from that aspect, and it actually is quicker. A lot of times you're taking 90 days. With the NFA trust, it's closer to 60. So you save time, you maintain your privacy, you avoid any potential for a chief arbitrary denial. It's great stuff. And totally above board, totally accepted by ATF, not a problem.
When you're filling out the form,
yeah,
you still have to fill out the form.
So you do still,
Somebody's name is attached.
Well, it's the name of the trust, and then your name, if you're the settler, is on there, which is true. But you avoid, there are a lot of blocks on there that you actually don't fill out. And, but, I mean, they're still aware you have this. I mean, you don't avoid that aspect. But with the feds aware of it, you're dealing with tax information. Because remember, the National Firearms Act was passed via the power of taxation. So that's why it's much more protected. And, given tax privacy laws. And they will not reveal. That's why for years, I've heard rumors that, Jim Brady is a big machine gun collector and had a fantastic collection. But I've never been able to verify that, nor can we, because they're not going to release his records. It's the tax records, and NFA is confidential. So who knows whether that's true or not. But, hi Sam, glad you could come here.
Your wife just showed up.
Oh, okay, good. Well, that, everyone, is Sam Cohen, and he is the head of Pro Gun New Hampshire, and a dear friend of mine who actually helped me a great deal on producing this book, because Sam has been involved in New Hampshire gun law and gun control for many years. He's a great guy to know. Well, so NFA trust. So if you come to New Hampshire, it's something to think about doing, and you can, enjoy NFA firearms and devices. Yes, sir.
With the NFA trust,
Yeah.
Are there forms that I can download somewhere to do that? And also, is it also good for a Form 1?
Well, here's the thing. On filling out the Form 4s, there may be things online or whatever, tell them, but look, you can set up your own NFA trust, even using Quicken. But we do it, I work through a company that does this nationally, and the trust there is highly developed with a focus to the gun trust that builds in a lot of advantages for you. But it costs you money to do it because you're paying a lawyer, and that's something to think about. But anyway, I just want to point out this, because once you have their trust set up, then you can add others with no problem, and you can keep on using it. Yes?
Shows up in the form of a legal entity or a corporation.
Yes, corporations also, there's certain corporate ownership ways as well, but I think by far the trust is the best because you have, yeah.
Have the entity have it be trusted.
Oh, yeah, well, that may be possible. I don't know. That would depend on state law, I guess, whether you could do that, and trust law for that. Yes, sir.
You said destructive devices, if I got like a claymore or a hand grenade, is that illegal?
Right, well, you can lawfully own those type of destructive devices in the same way. You have to pay the federal tax and be approved, etc. But DDs cover other things that would be surprising to you. For example, the Striker 12 shotgun, the Street Sweeper shotgun, and the USAS 12 shotgun, those were declared destructive devices by Secretary Benson in a propaganda effort basically to push the Clinton '94 ban. It nonetheless affected all those guns and retroactively defined them as DDs. And what they allowed you to do then was file the form without having a CLE sign off. They actually just waived that and not having to pay any tax. How nice of them. But anyway, that's what you had to do. And if you failed to do that, you're illegally in possession of those items. So this is a potential threat that is out there now. And maybe we should just get into that because loopholes, pitfall. Right now, some folks may say, what's good guns to buy that may be banned quickly or soon? And to that, I think the soonest, most pressing ban will be one by way of executive order. I wrote an article on this fairly recently. It's on Pro-Gun New Hampshire's website called My Crystal Ball on Gun Control. And what the deal is 53 Congress critters sent a letter, signed letter to President Obama to sign an executive order banning the import and restricting the imports of firearms, munitions, etc., parts of the Eastern Bloc firearms, like the Bulgarians, the Hungarians, the Romanian, etc. So Wassers, if you know what I'm talking, and those, the whole line of AKs and SKs and all that, to stop all the Eastern European weaponry and parts, particularly the parts, because they bring them in parts and then assemble pursuant to the Unisol Amendment with a certain amount of U.S. components. And that's how we've been able to have a lot of these AKs, Century Arms, etc., doing that. They're looking to shut all that down. Shut it down by the stroke of a pen. Can he do it? Hey, there's Republican precedent. George Bush 41 was the first to sign by executive order. And then Clinton followed up on the Chinese munitions, etc. Shutting, that's why you don't see the Chinese ammo and the Chinese guns, right? And then, boom, with Russia and Soviets and Eastern Bloc, etc. I think we're seeing that real soon. Matter of fact, Attorney General Holder, after making the announcement of wanting to pursue the assault weapon ban, which then was, I think Wayne LaPierre's quote was actually right on point. Right after Holder said that, Wayne said, the Democrats must be cringing right now. Because he knew, and sure enough, then Reid and Pelosi say, we don't want any part of that. At least they don't want it until 2010, right? We may see it after. But I'm backing away from that and seeing they didn't have the support federally. What you did see was Holder then tell the Mexicans, well, we're working on essentially that executive order, and we're going to give you that. So I am absolutely convinced that's coming down the pipe. So if you want to get, now's the time to buy and invest in that, those items, if that's something you're looking to do, and you're going to see that. And then on kind of an inverse, but it will eventually impact us, there is movement to stop the export by us of .308 and .50 cal rifles, and other rifles for that matter, creating a definition of what they're calling a sniper rifle. And if they want to stop export of sniper rifles, that working definition is going to come back to us, and then they're going to push it legislatively, so you'll see that. As far as an actual assault weapon ban or H.R. 45, the Blair Holt, you've probably seen that, this egregious, insane licensing proposal federally. I have a new name for that bill if they even try. That's called the NRA Empowerment and Enrichment Act. Because they try, we'll get 40 million members by that. I don't think they're going to even go there. It's only one sponsor, Bobby Rush, the former Black Panther, etc. I don't think you're going to see much there on that bill. But the executive order is a clear threat. After 2 years from now, we'll be reevaluating the situation. So that's a focus. But you will see drying up of magazines, and you do see it on the ammo, and then you see this impacting on the whole other sport utility rifle market.